Hey guys, so I just caught a second to sit down and talk about some of the goals I have set for the month of December. But before I get started, I just wanted to clarify a little bit about why I set these goals, because there was a little bit of concern last month, both in the comments and some of the messages I got from people who really meant well. I didn't get any mean messages, but just people who were concerned I was spreading myself too thin or that I was setting too high of expectations. So I just want to clarify for anybody who watches this video and maybe hasn't seen any of my goal setting videos before, that the reason that I set goals is not to fit more in and do more things and add more to my plate. Truthfully, the reason that I set goals is to slow down and do less things, but do those things well. And I think that there is just this hyper focus on being all things at all times, especially as a mom, and this Pinterest, actually, like, Pinterest isn't even, it's like Pinterest has so infiltrated, just perfectionism has become such a part of our culture as moms that Instagram and Facebook and even the way we carry ourselves and communicate with our closest friends is always with this air of needing to put our best foot forward. And not that we can't always try hard, but I think that we're trying to set up these false realities in order to make ourselves feel better. But because of those things that we're trying to do well, and we all have so much on our plates and we just don't want to fail at anything because we worry that that means we failed as parents or as spouses or as daughters or whatever it is, we just lose sight of the things that matter and the things that are important, and the reality that a lot of things take time and habits take time to develop. And we're going through habit training this year. Habit training is kind of our main focus in school this year. And as I've gone through this with the kids, I've realized that I try to speed up the process of having good personal boundaries and habits, and even just kind of laying the foundation for my kids in some areas. So I've decided to slow down and just focus on a few areas of my life at a time, and just kind of one thing in each area. And I definitely did not hit all of the marks last month, and so I am bringing some of the things from last month into this month. So that being said, I want to go over and review some of the goals I set last month and some of the goals I have set this month. So, oh no. I tried to make like a cute little background with the Christmas tree, but I see that I got my laundry basket in it too, so whatever. I'm not going to refilm that whole thing. So enjoy the imperfections of my life while I try to talk about doing things well. So the first thing is my personal goal. Last month I talked about prioritizing and kind of saying no to certain things so I can say yes to other things, and talking about things that are simple as cleaning my floors because I'm having company, but really needing to prioritize helping my daughter put away her laundry, and little things like that, all the way up to big things like saying no to company if one of my kids really is having an emotional struggle, or saying no to a holiday party if it just doesn't work in our schedule. So having that as my area of focus last month was really difficult because we are approaching the holiday season, but I kind of did that on purpose just because I don't like the feeling that I'm left with at the end of each holiday season, or kind of like in the middle of the Christmas season. I usually feel rushed and overwhelmed and like I'm just moving through things with my kids, and I know the kids are having good memories, but I kind of feel like I'm missing the good heart of the memory with my kids because I've got a million other things going in my head and other concerns. And so this year, focusing on that last month a little bit, I can already say that I feel more of a peace this year. I definitely don't feel like I'm going through the motions as much. I think there's always going to be a part of Christmas time that feels that way, just in the sense of trying to keep things you know, just fun and exciting, because it is a long but exciting season for kids especially. So there's still a little bit of that, but I did learn to, a couple of times I said no to events, and instead of just saying no, I said, well, how about this date, or this date works better for us, or things along those lines. And I guess, I don't know why, I've always just felt like that's a rude thing to say, and I've always avoided it. And so I like put my family through the ringer of going here and going there and going from here to there in 20 minutes when it should take 30 minutes and all those kinds of things. I've always felt like that would come off as rude, or that people would think that I don't respect them. But every single time that I've said, how does this date work? Or, hey, you know what? So-and-so's not feeling well. Can we push tomorrow off to Thursday? Every time I've said that, the response has been really beautiful, and it hasn't broken any friendships yet. So I guess I just needed to lose that mindset and that fear of, I guess, judgment and the end of the day. But so that was really good. It was healthy. I'm taking baby steps in that direction. So that being said, my new goal for this month, my new personal goal, is to just find a few minutes here and there for myself personally, as I've found the time to slow my family's plans down and prioritize things in my family. I've seen the severe lack of my own personal care, like as far as saying yes to myself. That sounds really weird to say, but I think that keeping things going and being concerned about things and stacking things on my plate for so long, I see where that has caused my personal time to suffer a little bit. Even just flashback to the summer, I had a lot more time, but as the school year goes and you kind of get into the holidays, you start to see where you're the first sacrifice you have to make, kind of, especially as a mom. And with homeschooling and all of that. So I realized that I'd been reading books and books and books all throughout the beginning of the year and through the summer, and then about September to now, I've been reading the same book. And it's not because it's a long book, it's not a long book at all, it's just because I haven't taken the 10 minutes here and the 10 minutes there to read, which means that I haven't let myself soak in the tub, and I haven't just, you know, spent 10 minutes stretching in the middle of the day, and or even at the beginning of the day, and waking myself up. It's always, well, I need to exercise so I can be healthy, so I can be the healthiest version of myself for them, and I need to you know, I need to, whatever I'm busy spending my time on. It's not necessarily always just for my own mental health. It's usually for fill my cup real quick so I can fill theirs. So I need to take just 10 minutes here and there, try to catch 10 to 15 minutes each day just to slow down, have a cup of tea, read my book, even if it's at the end of the day. That is my personal goal for the month of December. And it will definitely be difficult because it's Christmas time, and who has time for that at Christmas? But I have been reading The Greatest Gift and Voskamp's The Greatest Gift. That's like Unwrapping the Greatest Gift, but it's for adults. And just spending a few minutes meditating on that and actually answering the questions at the end of the book instead of just looking at the questions. I've been taking the time to write them down, and that's been helpful, and so that's a good starting point for me. My family goal for last month was to just focus on having one good solid family night out instead of trying to catch little blips of time here and there with a family game night or a family movie night or whatever, because we had started to run out of time to have those special nights that the kids want to have on a weekly basis. So I mentioned that this came from having a good time at a painting studio and enjoying the time together, just us, without inviting a bunch of people and kind of making it a party. We tend to make a lot of things a party. And so last month we had a really good time. We went to the fair and we just spent the time with the kids, and we, you know, we got cotton candy with them and we rode the rides with them, and we had a really, really good time. So goal checked off for the month, and I'm looking forward to doing a similar event in December. So my family goal for this month now is just to spend some more evenings together at home with no plan. I tend to make a lot of plans when I see that we have time, and I think that's just because my husband's old job was very, very busy, and so anytime I saw a free space on the calendar, I'd want to fill it in with designated family time, and we would have all these sorts of things going on all the time just because we needed to catch as much time together as we could because it was so few and far between. So this month, I'm starting to notice that just having John home in December is weird for me, so I'm trying to fill all the empty space, but I've found that just enjoying our family together has brought such beautiful moments and so many candid moments, and a lot of running around the house. And even Annabeth, our 18-month-old, runs around and does like the na-na, na-na, and all the kids run and scream, and they could do that for 30 minutes at a time with John and I, and it's so much fun. And Jesse last night was saying that he gives the best massages, and so he was giving everybody shoulder rubs, and it turned into us all giving each other shoulder rubs, and it was just fun, and it was stuff that we don't usually have time for because I fill in the space. So my family goal for the month is just to enjoy the time as it comes naturally and trust that the Lord will create something beautiful even if I don't plan it out. My homeschooling goal for last month was to get organized, to pre-print and pre-prep all of our stuff for not just the week, but possibly the whole month, and I failed miserably. So I did, however, buy everything I needed to get my desk organized, especially. It's really my desk. But every time that I open the desk drawer where I can put all my filing folders, I just see so much stuff that I don't want to go through. Like, you guys know what I mean. It's like the remnants of, you know, packs of stickers and headphones that I don't even know what they go to, and flashcards that may or may not have all the pieces together, and I'm like, I don't have time for this today. So because of that, we've been, again, flying by the seat of our pants, and I've been planning school the night before or just the week before. And so with Christmas break coming up, we're gonna be off for almost a month. I would really like to get that organized, and I would like to be sure to have the next semester, as much as I can, all the photocopies and things that I know we'll definitely need going through next semester completed. I have a month, technically have 2 weeks after Christmas, 2 weeks before Christmas, but I would really like to get all of that done. And then the very last thing is my parenting goal. So last month I talked about just having, you know, slowing down and savoring the time I have with them. And that kind of goes hand in hand with what my personal goal was, which was to prioritize things really in order to spend more time with my kids. I feel sometimes like I'm in the house with them all day, every day, but I don't spend a whole lot of time with them. I kind of rabbit trail a lot too. And one of the things is, I'll decide like I need to freshen, or I need to like wipe down. I see a spot on the wall, I need to wipe down the wall. And that turns in by the end of the month to me like listing our house on the market, not for real, but you know, it turns into me wiping the wall down, thinking, oh, we need a fresh coat of paint, and then we'll paint. And then I'm like, oh, well, I really don't like the cabinets now. And so we'll do something with that. And then I'll reorganize stuff, and everything is so ultra important to me that next thing you know, it's been 4 hours and I really haven't even spent time with the kids. So I'm in the house with them a lot, but not spending a whole lot of time with them sometimes. And so my family goal this month is to just play more with them and delegate less. I think that the more that I focus kind of on building a better relationship through play and comfort and ease with them, the more that the other things that I'm always delegating to them will come more naturally just as they come alongside me. And this is kind of something that needs a refreshing every now and then. I'm not saying that this is something we always have struggled with, but I can just see, again, as time picks up and speeds up with the holidays and things, and just my natural desire to kind of spring clean and tidy up and reorganize that comes with the beginning of the school year, I can see myself making less and less time to just get on the floor and play with them. So this is something that I actually focused on as the whole of our school year a few years ago. When I set a goal for our entire school year, I called it our pajama year. And it was really the last time that I saw this kind of as an issue personally for myself, which was just, I needed to put on pajamas or yoga pants or something that just makes me comfortable and takes me out of that zone of being, prepared and ready, you know, to leave the house at any moment or to have company at any moment kind of a thing, and just get on the floor and play with them. And so that was really a few years ago, and that was our focus of the whole school year. And I can see myself kind of needing that refresher of just learning to let the list go and play with them, and not be so concerned about training them up, you know, and just enjoying the time that I do have with them. And I think that this also goes hand in hand with something kind of going on in my family right now, which is my cousin, and I know I've mentioned it for a few videos, so I'm not going to tell the whole story, but just basically facing the possibility of loss with a family member, and now just being grateful for life at all. And just the time that I do get to have with my kids, and just wanting to enjoy that time a little bit more, and being content with going to bed at the end of the day, and maybe everything's not done, but I know that our hearts are full. So those are my goals. Sorry that was really chatty and rambly. I don't think that every month it will be so like abstract and such. I think that, you know, come January, it'll probably be more like, I want to get better at meal planning, and I want to, I don't know. But this month, I think just the holiday season, it kind of leaves room for more heart issues necessarily than scheduling issues or cleaning issues or things along those lines. So those are the areas of focus I have for the month of December, and I would love to know what areas of your life you are focusing on or what goals you are setting through the holiday season. See you tomorrow.